Well, hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at replacing the upper shell stops for my TrailManor. It's a 2003, but I don't think this matters. I think they'll be using the same shell stops on all your models, and it's just a piece of rubber. So this is the way we're going to replace it today. You can order these from the factory or you can make your own, and so today I'm going to show you how to make your own. First, each one of these stops, which these are really well worn on my 2003. I'm not sure if they're the original ones or not, but they look just like this. I've already taken one off, and that's about 4.5 inches long each. So you're going to need to cut 4 of these, and I'll show you how to cut them here in a few minutes. I'll leave a link to the material that I'm using. I ordered this off of Amazon. I think at the time it was like 13 bucks, but it's SBR. It's a type of rubber that they use to manufacture car tires. A lot of car tires are manufactured out of this, so it's good and tough. We'll see how well it holds up to the abuse the upper shell puts on these stops. As you know, when you're trailing it down the road, the upper shell rides on these, so it puts a good bit of abuse on the rubber here and wears it out quite fast. So we're going to try this out and see how well this works. Okay, so here's how we're going to make our cuts. If we take 2 of these stops, put them side by side, we'll notice they're the exact same width as this material. That's great. They're also the exact same thickness. Another bonus. So the only thing we need to do is we need to split this material down the middle, exactly down the middle. It's 2.5 inches. It's 2 inches wide, so we're going to split it on the 1 inch mark, and it needs to be 9 inches long. And so we're going to cut this off at 9 inches long. That will give us 2 pieces. We'll cut those 2 pieces again in half, and then we'll have all 4 of our stops. So let's go ahead and get to cutting. We're going to use essentially a utility knife. If you have a carpet knife, you can use that. Using some boards here that I got set up. I just happen to have these boards laying around, so you can use 2x4, anything you want. You basically want to be able to put some pressure on the rubber to hold it down. You want something under it. You can use a piece of cardboard, another piece of wood, or whatever. Something you don't mind ruining, because you will cut through. And the first cut we're going to make here is basically just a score line. So I've got this board lined up halfway here. We're going to start a score line. And then we're going to just keep cutting. We'll let the knife do the work because it's so thin. It should take a few passes to cut. We have that separated now. 2 pieces all the way down to my cut mark here. Now we're going to reverse this and cut across it, and we'll get our 2 pieces. Okay, so what we now have is 2 9-inch pieces of 1/2 inch rubber, and we're going to cut these in half, exactly in half, make 4.5 inches, and that will give us our 4 stops. Okay, so here we are with the finished product. I used a 7/64 drill bit to drill the holes. I used the old one as a template, clamped them down in a vise, and just used my drill press. You could use a hand drill too to just drill right through those holes so they line up. And then I used a 3/4 inch drill bit to basically countersink the screws, just like the factory had. So go ahead and run your screws down through just a little bit. So they poke out just a tad. And that way we can get the alignment on the trailer. We don't want to have to drill new holes in the trailer. We want to use the existing holes that are already there. Okay, and now that we have that in there, we are going to line these up with the holes. And once they're lined up with the holes, hold them firmly down. Just countersink them. They don't have to be extremely tight. And here we are with the finished product. You can see the old one next to it, side by side. See, they are the exact same size. Overlay. We've got the screws countersunk. This is an important thing to do. Don't forget to countersink them. That way the upper shell doesn't hit or rub on these screw heads at all. And we'll see how this ends up holding up. Maybe I'll do a review or a follow-up video in the next year or two to see how these are doing. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you drop those down below. I appreciate everybody watching this video. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.